Hello, our mighty Saurus and Sora. It's a nice day to learn about fossils, dinosaurs, and many other interesting prehistoric creatures, isn't it? People love dinosaurs not just because of the powerful, fierce carnivores. The herbivorous species are also worthy of admiration, with their large, majestic forms and excellent adaptation to their environments. During the Cretaceous period, among the herbivorous dinosaurs of the sauropod group, a new force emerged that could not be ignored. These were the Titanosauria. While other sauropod groups gradually declined, the titanosaurs continued to thrive and evolve, becoming the most common sauropod group on Earth just before the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event. Recent discoveries and newly announced species are gradually shedding light on many truths about this group of dinosaurs, as well as how they became the dominant herbivores on land. Today, let's learn about one such dinosaur, one of the most complete titanosaur ever found. This is Dreadnoughtus, the unsinkable battleship on land. Are you ready? Let's get started. In the 2000s, in the region of Patagonia, a vast geographical area covering almost the entire southern part of the South American continent, paleontologists were tirelessly excavating to find new dinosaur species. Patagonia is likened to a gold mine for paleontology, as many dinosaur fossils have been discovered there, starting from the late 19th century to the present day. Among these are extremely well-preserved specimens belonging to notable dinosaur genera such as Carnotaurus, Argentinosaurus, and Giganotosaurus. Among the paleontologists working in Patagonia at that time was American paleontologist Kenneth Lacavora. In 2005, at the Cerro Fortaleza Formation in Santa Cruz Province, Kenneth unearthed the fossils of two individuals of an extremely large dinosaur species, and not only large, one of the two skeletons Kenneth excavated was also highly complete. The large size of the two skeletons, combined with the remote and isolated nature of the excavation site, meant that Kenneth's team had to spend the next 4 summers excavating these two skeletons. They also put in a lot of effort to complete the plaster wrapping and transport the fossils onto trucks. These fossils were transported to a seaport and then loaded onto a heavy transport ship to Philadelphia, USA, where they were received by the research team at Drexel University and the Carnegie Museum of Natural History. The description and study of this dinosaur's fossils were completed in 2014 by a team of paleontologists led by Kenneth Lacavora, identifying it as a giant long-necked dinosaur previously unknown to the world. When the team gathered to name the new dinosaur species, Kenneth said, "I think it's time for herbivorous dinosaurs to be rightfully honored for becoming the most powerful creatures in the ecosystem." To do this, Kenneth Lacavora took the name of a famous 20th century type of battleship, the Dreadnought, to name this dinosaur, and thus we have the genus name Dreadnoughtus. Dreadnoughts were a formidable type of battleships, possessing enormous size, equipped with massive cannons, and their emergence changed the whole naval warfare in the early 20th century. Dreadnoughtus also means fears nothing, referring to the enormous size that made adult dinosaurs invulnerable in nature, as no carnivorous dinosaur could take them down. Additionally, this was also a way to honor the two dreadnought battleships of Argentina that served the country in the first half of the 20th century, Rivadavia and Moreno. For this reason, we can call Dreadnoughtus the unsinkable battleship because a battleship on land can't sink, right? Additionally, they used the species name to honor American businessman Adam Schran, who funded the excavation, and thus we have the full binomial name Dreadnoughtus schrani. The type specimen of Dreadnoughtus, catalog number NPMPV 1156, is a highly complete skeleton with the largest missing part being the neck. Additionally, some missing parts were supplemented by another specimen, catalog number NPMPV 3546. Overall, combining these two specimens, we have nearly a complete Dreadnoughtus skeleton, with the most missing parts being the cervical vertebrae, but this can be addressed by referencing closely related dinosaur species. If we only count the types of bones present in the body, the completeness of the Dreadnoughtus specimens can be up to over 70%, making it one of the most complete giant sauropod specimens ever found. In comparison, the completeness of Argentinosaurus, the dinosaur genus considered the largest ever recorded, is only 9.2%. Such a rare, complete specimen can serve as a reference book for studies on related species, so it's understandable why paleontologists and dinosaur enthusiasts are interested in Dreadnoughtus and have sparked a lively debate about the dinosaur's size. The researchers describing Dreadnoughtus used equation 1 from Campioni and Evans in 2012, which estimates the mass of a quadrupedal animal based on the humerus and femur bones. Using this formula, they concluded that the type specimen of Dreadnoughtus had a mass of 59.3 tons, equivalent to 8.5 times that of an African bull elephant and even heavier than a Boeing 737-900 by several tons. However, this estimate quickly received many objections. Long-necked dinosaur researcher Matt Waddell, based on published data, estimated the mass of Dreadnoughtus to be between 30 to 40 tons. Another researcher, Gregory S. Hall, even gave a lower estimate of 26 tons. In 2015, another research team led by paleontologist Carl Bates argued that previous estimation methods used overly simplistic formulas and instead used a digital model that accounted for factors such as soft tissues or voids in the dinosaur's body for the respiratory system, comparing it with many similar species to produce an estimated result of 22.1 to 38.2 tons for the type specimen. Lacavora disagreed with this figure, arguing that Carl Bates' team ignored proven accurate mass estimation methods on existing animals, and if Dreadnoughtus were truly that light, its large hind limb bones would no longer be necessary. Since then, several other estimates have been proposed, with varying degrees of difference, and the matter remains unresolved. But debates are always good for science. Regardless of its weight, Dreadnoughtus is fundamentally a giant sauropod with a length of up to 26 meters. However, the neck and head accounted for nearly half of its body length, with the neck alone being 11.3 meters long. The tail of Dreadnoughtus was also quite long, about 8.7 meters. Additionally, histological analyses show that the type specimen of Dreadnoughtus was not fully mature when it died. This means it could have reached even larger sizes in a few more years. The excellent preservation of the two Dreadnoughtus specimens also raises questions about the circumstances under which they became fossils. Based on the sediment layers at the excavation site, Lacavora's team suggested that the two dinosaurs were quickly buried in a landslide or sudden flow event. However, since they were not completely buried, the exposed parts may have been scavenged by small carnivorous dinosaurs. So many small theropod teeth were also found at the site, likely belonging to Orcoraptor, a megaraptor genus that lived in the same area and time as Dreadnoughtus. In addition to Orcoraptor, other dinosaurs found in the same formation and possibly coexisted with Dreadnoughtus include another giant sauropod, Protosaurus, a medium-sized theropod still poorly understood, Ostrochirus, and the bird-footed dinosaur Talancowan. Fossils of turtles and crocodiles were also found in the rock layers of this formation. In terms of classification, Dreadnoughtus was initially placed by Lacavora and colleagues in the group of giant sauropods, Titanosauria, a group of dinosaurs that includes many of the largest names among all sauropods that ever existed, meaning Dreadnoughtus is closely related to Argentinosaurus. Although considered to be more evolved than basal Titanosauria like Argentinosaurus or Futalogosaurus, Lacavora did not place Dreadnoughtus in the more derived group Lithostrotia. However, by 2016, Lacavora recognized that Dreadnoughtus possessed many characteristics of Lithostrosha dinosaurs, such as Elosaurus and Gondwanatitan, suggesting it could indeed belong to Lithostrosha. Lacavora proposed that future researchers should further investigate the relationships between Dreadnoughtus, Elosaurus, and Gondwanatitan to clarify this. Additionally, many might wonder if the inflatable neck sacs depicted in the documentary series Prehistoric Planet are real. While impressive and beautiful, these details are more speculative than factual. Such structures, if they existed, would be soft tissues, which are rarely preserved in the fossil record. However, we do know about the presence of air sacs in dinosaur bones to lighten the skeleton and enhance respiration, and their presence in other body areas for purposes like display, sound production, or intimidation is entirely possible. Yes, although Dreadnoughtus is a relatively new dinosaur to science, the highly complete fossils have allowed us to understand many aspects of this dinosaur and contribute to the overall knowledge of long-necked dinosaurs, especially the Titanosauria group. It is very likely that in the future, we will see more of Dreadnoughtus, and that is something to look forward to. That's all for today's video. We sincerely thank you for your attention and support. If you found a video interesting and useful, don't forget to subscribe and follow us to stay updated with our latest content. For now, goodbye and see you in our next videos.